Let's read this one is a jet engine.
De Havilland Goblin. The de Havilland Goblin, originally designated as the Halford H1, is an early turbojet engine designed by Frank Halford and built by de Havilland. The Goblin was the second British jet engine to fly, after Whittle's Power Jets W.1, and the first to pass a type test and receive a type certificate issued for an aircraft propulsion turbine. Although it was conceived in 1941, it remained unchanged in basic form for 13 years, by which time it had evolved to the Mk-35 export version. The Goblin was the primary engine of the de Havilland Vampire, and was to have been the engine for the F-80 Shooting Star, as the Allis-Chalmers J-36. Before that, design switched engines due to production delays at Allis-Chalmers. The Goblin also powered the Saab 21R fighter, Fiat G.80 trainer and the de Havilland DH-108 Swallow experimental aircraft. The Goblin was later scaled up as the larger de Havilland Ghost, with the model numbers continuing from the last marks of the Goblin. Design and development, edit. Design of the engine was carried out by Frank Halford at his London consulting firm starting in April 1941. It was based on the overall design pattern pioneered by Frank Whittle, using a centrifugal compressor providing compressed air to 16 individual combustion chambers, from which the exhaust powered a single-stage axial turbine. Compared to Whittle designs, the H1 was cleaned up in that it used a single-sided compressor with the inlet at the front, and a straight-through layout with the combustion chambers exhausting straight onto the turbine. Whittle's designs, such as the Power Jets W.2, used a reverse flow layout that piped the hot air back to the middle of the engine, in order to fold it and reduce its length. The straight-through design simplified the engine, at the expense of being slightly longer and requiring a longer power shaft between the turbine and compressor. Although it eliminated the Whittle-style folding, the Goblin was still a compact design. The H1 first ran on the 13th of April, 1942 and quickly matured to produce its full design thrust within 2 months. It first flew on the 5th of March, 1943 in the Gloucester Meteor, and on the 26th of September in the de Havilland Vampire. It was around this time that de Havilland purchased Halford's company and set him up as the chairman of the de Havilland Engine Company, with the engine name changing from H1 to Goblin, while the new H2 design became the Ghost. De Havilland jet and rocket engines were all named after spectral apparitions. In July 1943, one of the two H1s then available, actually the spare engine intended as a backup for the one installed in the Vampire prototype, was sent to the United States, where it was selected to become the primary engine of the Lockheed P-80 Shooting Star. This engine was fitted to the prototype P-80, which first flew on the 9th of January 1944. The engine was later accidentally destroyed in ground testing, and was replaced by the only remaining H1 from the prototype Vampire. Allis-Chalmers was selected to produce the engine in the US as the J-36, but ran into lengthy delays. Instead, the Allison J-33, developed by General Electric as the I-40, their greatly improved 4000 lbf, 18 kN, version of the J-31, itself based on Whittle's W.1, was selected for the production P-80. Variants, edit. H.1/Goblin I. Developed about 2,300 lbf, 10.2 kN, thrust, nominal thrust for prototype, and 2,700 lbf, 12.0 kN, for production models. Goblin 2, DGN.2. 3,100 lbf, 13.8 kN. Goblin 3, DGN.3. 3,350 lbf, 14.9 kN. Goblin 35. 3,500 lbf, 15.6 kN. Goblin 4, DGN.4. 3,750 lbf, 16.7 kN. Alice Chalmers J36. License production in the United States by Alice Chalmers. Svenska Flygmotor RM1. Goblin 2 production in Sweden. Svenska Flygmotor RM10. Goblin 3 production in Sweden. Applications, edit. Aircraft applications, edit. 1 Curtiss XF-15C1. 2 de Havilland DH-108 Swallow. 3 de Havilland Vampire. 4 Fiat G.80. 5 Gloucester Meteor. 6 Lockheed XP-80 Shooting Star. 7 Saab 21R. Alternative applications, edit. 1 Bluebird K4. Engines on display, edit. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. April 2022. Learn how and when to remove this message. Goblin engines are preserved and on display at several museums including 1 Brooklands Museum, 2 South Yorkshire Aircraft Museum, 3 Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum, 4 de Havilland Aircraft Museum, 5 Midland Air Museum, 6 Royal Air Force Museum Cosford, 7 Shuttleworth Collection, 8 Vintage Flying Museum, 9 Queensland Air Museum, Caloundra, Australia. 10 A part-sectioned engine is on display at Historical Aircraft Restoration Society at Albion Park, New South Wales, Australia. 11 Technical University of Madrid. 12 University of Hertfordshire, College Lane Campus. Survivors, edit. As of June 2011, 2 Goblin-powered de Havilland Vampires remain airworthy on the British Register. As of December 2014, 3 Goblin-powered de Havilland Vampires remain airworthy in North America. N115DH is owned by the World Heritage Air Museum. CFJRH is operated under the Jet Aircraft Museum in Ontario, Canada. And N593RH is owned by Vampire Aviation LLC. As of November 2015, 3 Goblin-powered de Havilland Vampires remain airworthy in South Africa. Serial number 276 and 277 are in the SA Air Force Museum and the third is at Wonderboom Airport. Specifications: D.H Goblin 2D.GN27, edit. Data from Smith. General characteristics. 1 Type, turbojet. 2 Length, 107 in, 2,700 mm. 3 Diameter, 50 in, 1,300 mm. 4 Dry weight, 1,550 pound, 700 kilograms. Components: 1 compressor, single-sided, centrifugal flow. 2 combustors, 16 chambers. 3 turbine, single-stage axial flow. 4 fuel type, kerosene. 5 oil system, metered pressure spray at 50 psi, 3.4 bar, dry sump. Performance: 1 maximum thrust, 3000 lbf, 13 kN, at 10,200 rpm at sea level. 2 overall pressure ratio, 3.31. 3 air mass flow, 60 pound /s, 27 kilogram /s, at 17,000 rpm. 4 turbine inlet temperature, 1472 degrees Fahrenheit, 800 degrees Celsius. 5 fuel consumption, 3,720 pound/hour, 465 gal/hour, 1,687 kilogram/hour, or 2,114 l/hour. 6 specific fuel consumption, 1.18 pound/lbfh, 33 g/kns. 7 thrust to weight ratio, 1.9. See also, edit. Related development. 1 Allison J33. 2 de Havilland Ghost. Related lists. 1 List of aircraft engines. References, edit.